But that's because the Bible. That's the Western idea. The Bible having no melanin. That's a plague. That's a curse to have no melanin. It's called leprosy. And when the Lord was on the scene, Yahushua 2,000 years ago, he was healing the lepers. Meaning he was restoring the melanin of certain Israelites that were living obviously in the land of Judea at that time. Okay, so that's a curse.
So yourself.
So no, wait. Yourself.
Yourself, yeah. It's believed that Adam and Eve, the first man and the woman that God created, were black.
Right, this is Numbers 12 and 10.
So wait, say that again.
It's believed that the first man, Adam and Eve, that God created, they were black. How come white?
Say that again.
It's believed that the Adam and Eve were black men,
right.
were black people, were first created.
Right.
How come white people are the world today?
Why? Where did they come from?
Yeah, why do we have white population that is even much higher than black population in the world today?
Well, really, they only make up like, I believe it's 10-20% of the world's population.
The white people, they are more than black.
No, they're less, because black is a very broad, it's a very wide audience of people. Because the East Indians are black. They're dark skinned too. You have to understand that, because when I say black...
We can't say the Pakistanis and the Indians are black.
But like I said, you got to look at how I'm saying it, because...
But I think they are much more of like a mix. I think, have you read the...
There's no such thing as mixed, brother.
When I say black, word black is just a color. Yeah. It's just a color. It's not. Obviously, you can say that's referring to Negroes, but the word black is just a color. East Indians, they're black as hell too. Chinese people, they got melanin. So you can put them in the same category as being black. So what I'm saying, not all black people are the same people.
When you check it, when you say black people, there's nobody really black. They're brown. You understand? That's why you get sand, it comes under the brown. There's a tan. You see? There you go. So there's not really black people really. They call us black because that means dark, dirty, evil, and they call themselves white. Pure, clean. Yeah.
So the white man, it says he changed times and laws. In Daniel, the 7th chapter, he's categorized the nations into 3 subcategories: Mongolian, Negroid, and Caucasoid. He basically put everything in terms of color. That's why we're out here to tell you what we was in the ancient world. Okay, before the white man came on the scene and started labeling nations of people, putting his name on everything. Okay, because like I said, these are all labels that the so-called white man gave us. Okay, you grew up knowing that you are African. Okay, and the continent Africa, that was named by a white man, Leo Scipio Africanus. You understand? So we have to come out here and bring it to your remembrance what we was of old. That we is Yahshua Allah.
So are you Christians?
We're not religious. It's not a matter of what we are. Because we're the people of the Bible. The Bible's not a religious book. It's a book of history, prophecy.
So do you have the preaching of salvation to
yeah, to us, like, this is the salvation of the Israelites.
So you're talking about Jesus Christ as well?
Right.
God bless him.
But that's not his name. Yeah, that's what.
That's good. So you even people that are well is that one day this Jesus Christ will come back again and take those who believe in him away.
Not according to how the church is saying. The church is saying Jesus died for everybody.
Yeah.
He didn't die for everybody.
Actually, Jesus came because of us, the Israelites.
Right.
Which are part of it.
Right.
But most of us have rejected.
But there's an elect.
So no,
Romans 11.
This is John 10 and 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
Right, now read that again.
He says, my sheep hear my voice.
Right, because we're all the sheep. We're sheep. Israelite, we're living as sheep. Okay, but there's an elect. They're going to hear the voice of the Master. The elect. Because the majority of the Israelites, when the Lord came, they rejected him. But you had the disciples. They were of the elect. They were Israelites. They were Jews. They believed they were of the elect. So when the churches say the Lord did away with Israel, they err not knowing the scriptures. They don't understand that there's an elect. Romans 11. Wait,
one of Paul's,
Romans 11 and 7.
Verse 1.
11 verse 1.
Which one is that?
I say then.
Romans 11 verse 1. Romans chapter 11 verse 1.
I say then, have God cast away his people? God forbid.
God has a the Most High has a yes.
For I am an Israelite.
But I also
am an Israelite.
Exactly. That was where I wanted to refer you.
Of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Verse 2. God hath not cast away his people, which he foreknew.
Right.
What ye know, what the scripture hath said, saith of Elias, how he maketh intercession to God against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets, and digged down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. But what saith the answer of God unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men.
7 represents completion, so all the elect.
Who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Right. Because I was going into the Old Testament where
Even so then, at this present time, also there is a remnant, according to the election of grace.
Alright, of our nations.
And if by grace, then it is no more of works.
Revelation chapter 7.
Otherwise grace is no more grace.
Right, because that grace isn't for everyone. When the Lord died, he sacrificed himself for a specific people. He didn't sacrifice himself for everyone. When you go, you know about Isaiah chapter 53? It was prophesied that he would come into his people and die for them. He sacrificed himself for them.
But you know that there are people who believe who are not Israelites, they are Gentiles.
First of all, get down and we'll go into this.
Let's start from 1.
No, go to the
Right, this is Revelations chapter 7 verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
Right, because all the elect, 144,000, they're all Israelites, 12,000 each tribe. So the only ones that are going to be delivered is the Israelites, scattered abroad, because you have Israelites scattered to the 4 winds of heaven. You understand? So when you go into what you were saying about Gentiles, basically, Paul was an apostle to the Gentiles, right? So you think that's referring to the actual heathen nations. You don't realize that Paul was an apostle to Israelites, dispersed Israelites, who are among the Gentiles, who are following the ways of the Gentiles, speaking the language of the Gentiles. And he went to them saying, listen, you need to be, you can be walking back in.
But they were not actually Gentiles.
No. So I get that 1 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 1.
So like your brother, we're doing the same thing Paul's doing to you. Because you are in a Gentile state of mind yourself. You are the same. Because you believe.
I still think I'm a Gentile.
That's right. In fact, you are a Gentile because you don't know your true nationality. If I was to say, what's your nationality? What would you say? What's your nationality?
I would say I'm from Ghana.
Well, that's what people were saying when Paul said to them. They said, I'm a Roman.
Right.
Same thing.
Right, because, you know what I'm saying? They were saying, oh, I'm a Greek. Right? But when you see the word Greek, it's hellenistos, which means a Greek-speaking Jew, like Timothy. Timothy's father was a Greek. So a person that goes to church would say, oh, that means Timothy was a white man, because his father was Greek, so you must think that's a white man. No, his father was a Greek-speaking Jew. Timothy was an Israelite. You can only be an Israelite if your father's an Israelite. Okay, so we know that Timothy's father was a Greek-speaking Jew.
Right, this is Ephesians 2 and 11. Therefore, remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh.
You were in time past with Gentiles in the flesh. You were saying you were this, you were saying you were that. And now you know you're Israelites. You know that the Lord died for us. Because Paul's writing this epistle to Israelites in Ephesus, being called Ephesians. They were citizens of Ephesus, but they were Israelites by nationality.
Do you mind, can I ask you a question? Do you mind if I have your contact? Maybe we can talk on the phone.
That's the website.
That's why we're here.
The website or the old list? Have you got internet?
The internet right now? Yes, I do.
Yeah, so what do you give him?
No, whichever one you want to give him. You can give him the elders one, you can give him your one.
Yeah. Go to GMS on the street.
Let me take your name.
See, when you send it to the on street, yeah, it's just going to be random topics.
Yeah, you want to send it when they're sitting down, innit, really?
Yeah, you want to send it to, it's Great Millstone, isn't it? GreatMillstone.info, mate.
I don't even give him my number, that's why I do it.
Yeah, cool, whatever, bro. Whatever.
079 39 269 459.
Thank you very much. I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Thank you. My name is Elvis.
Elvis. Okay. Now president.
Yeah. I'll give you. Yeah, that's my number. We talk more. You got a very in-depth knowledge of the Bible, which is very good.
Yeah, man, but stay in the spirit, man. Stay in the spirit, know that we're out here every Sunday, if anything. So okay. Thank you. Shut up, brother.
What you got there? What's up?
That's something I want to go into. I want to go into that Gentiles kind of. Washing out. That's some scripture. There's like
Acts 7:35. Good one. Will you go to the dispersed? Isn't that right? Acts 7:35. Will you go to the dispersed amongst the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
The whole chapter's good because I was actually reading it today. Because it was going into how basically
sorry, John 25.
We'll come back to that. Yeah. This is John 7:35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
because I believe one of the brothers in the main camp in New York, he went into he said in the Creole version of the Bible, the word Gentile, dispersed among Gentiles, teach the Gentiles, basically means our people that are dispersed among the actual Gentiles.
Right.
because he showed it in the Creole version, that same chapter and verse. I forget the brother's name.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Wait, wasn't his cousin? What's his name? The one that fell out. Because he's Creole as well, isn't he? What's his name?
Isaiah.
Isaiah. Yeah, they're Creole as well, man.
No, it wasn't that guy, wasn't it?
No.
He's fell out.
Oh, the other one.
I saw him and he's not there anymore.
Yeah, not there.
Every fell out or I don't know.
Yeah, but the Israelites at that time, our ancestors, they're basically saying, they said, read that again.
Which is here. Then said the Jews among themselves, Whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto disperse among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Exactly, because they were being called Gentiles. They said they're dispersed.
Right.
If you know, I remember I studied so-called Judaism back in school, and you would study something called the diaspora, meaning the dispersion of the Jews. Okay, because the Jews in the land of Israel knew that they had their brothers scattered, man, in different regions, man. Okay, so that's.
And how Shai said, I've got other flock to go and see as well.
Exactly.
Right.
Flip now over this scope. Like that. I remember that. Yeah. I don't even know what that verse is.
You want that?
Yeah. Try and
Isaiah 11:11 tells you different lands.
Exactly.
Paphos, which is in Greece.
Exactly. So that's that part there. That the Lord, when he comes back, he's going to deliver the elect from those regions, man. So even until this day,
John
you have our
10:16.
people scattered, man, from these lands, man. And they don't look like straight up Negroes, man. They look like the heathens. They look like the heathens, man. They speak in the language of the heathens. Okay? They're obviously dressed up like the heathens. They're not wearing fringes, man, in India.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
Bald heads.
You know? But obviously they're of the elect, so the scripture says that this word will have to be preached to the four corners, man. Because how is that being accomplished? It's called the World Wide Web.
Well, I'll start at 14. Right, this is the St. John 10 and 14. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and I'm known of mine. And as the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for my sheep. I lay down my life for the sheep, sorry, so like that. And the other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. That's it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's good. You know?
Because it was said also that Yahushua went to the other side of the world, man.
Yeah. If I could read that part 7 on John 7, disperse the whole.
This is John 7 and 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, Whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto disperse among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Right, so that explains the whole Gentile issue, man, that you had Israelites being called Gentiles. Who they were being called Gentiles by the Jews that were of the circumcision, that were keeping the laws, customs. They called the Israelite for an outcast, cut off from the congregation, the strangers, the heathens. Why? Because they're not keeping the law. They're of the uncircumcision.
It's like if you go into the history, I can get it, about in the Maccabees, we were told that we couldn't call ourselves Jews no more, man.
In fact, you know what?
I think that's 2 Maccabees 6 and 6.
Like, give me Exodus chapter 12. Yeah, because it was customary. It was customary that if you was found not keeping the law, you was cut off from the congregation. You was considered an outcast, a heathen, man.
whosoever eateth it, eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel.
Right, because if you call yourself not keeping the laws, that was ancient custom going back to the time of Moses, man. That's why there was such a controversy during the time of the Lord and the apostles, man, when they were teaching that the Israelite foreigners can be brought back in, because the chief priests, they went by the traditions like that, man, saying if you were found not keeping the law, you was cut off, man. You no longer among us. You're no longer under the grace of the Most High. So when Paul came in on the scene saying, listen, actually, they can be grafted back in. That's what started the whole controversy. It was revolutionary because Paul was teaching against ancient tradition. He was teaching against the ancient traditions of Israel, man. You know, that's why the scribes and the Pharisees, they were constantly putting them into prison. Looked to them like they were troublemakers. Okay.
And Cornelius was the first.
I'll go hold on the scriptures. Yeah, and that starts with Cornelius, man. You know?
Let me just read a bit of history, Ark. Go on, read that. Second Maccabees 6.
Right, this is Second Maccabees.
Yeah, there will be a Gentiles.
6 and 6. And it reads, neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
So you know when he said something about either Jew or Greek, he said, dude, this was before the Lord. This is before Paul, this is before the disciples, this is before Yahushua. This is going during the time of the third beast, which is the Greek Empire, where you had a wicked group. It tells you in the first Maccabees.
And that's why that's in their Apocrypha, you know.
Exactly, that's why they took it out.
Yeah.
Because that explains the Greeks in the New Testament.
Right.
That's why the biblical destruction team in 1776 removed that out of the original 1611, right? Because if they left it in there, then these people in church wouldn't be so messed up.
Right.
They'd be able to put the pieces together to see that the Greeks are speaking about the Israelites that were forced to keep the customs of the Greeks.
Right.
They were forced into conversion.
Right. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts.
Yeah, because Antiochus Epiphanes, he sent out a proclamation to make everybody one people. And everybody, all the heathen nations that obviously he conquered, was to follow the ways of the Greeks. So that's why I said it wasn't lawful by obviously the Greeks that any Israelite could even profess himself.
Well, if you read on it, it says it, you know.
Yeah. Or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go into procession to Bacchus.
Bacchus was a god of drinking.
Yeah, wine and revelry.
Yeah, wine. There's actually, I've seen certain wine shops that are actually called Bacchus.
Right.
But anyway, brother.
Bacchus to carry ivy. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighboring cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
See that?
Read on, a little bit more there.
And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death.
So you see, read that again.
He said, whosoever would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death.
Chapter 6, yeah, that's a good chapter. It said, follow the manner of the Gentiles, meaning the heathens, man. So this goes into the New Testament, man. Okay. While Paul said to the Israelites living in Whither, ye were Gentiles, man, and followed unto these strange idols, because it is explained right there that they were forced, man, to follow the mannerisms of the Gentiles.
Oh, but not all of them. You had some that consented to, that bloody gymnast and all that shit.
Yeah.
You had some wicked Israelites that wanted to.
Yeah, that's true. You had a lot that said that there was wicked Israelites that said, it says in First Maccabees, man, and they're doing it right now. The same spirits are doing it right now, man. If I can get that, man. First Maccabees, man. I'm telling you, man. That's why you can see why Judas was killing them niggas, man. That converted, man. He was killing them. Because you see all people doing it right now. You see all these interracial
Next time I feel like that, homosexual fashion. And now they go straight to straight.
1 and 41.
You have a lot of people that have
One of Maccabees, 1:41.
like these are dishonorable Israelites, man. These are Israelites that honor the ways of their ancestors, man. They rather want to be like the heathens, man. They want to disgrace, like, we had a history of wanting to be like the heathens, man.
So, 1 and 11, 1 and 11.
1 and 11, yeah.
It says there was wicked Israelites.
Yeah, that's the one. 1 and 11.
Right, this is First Maccabees 1 and 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we had had much sorrow.
Exactly. And they're saying the same thing right now. Our people, they don't want to be themselves. They want to be like the so-called people of power right now.
Yeah, the white woman and the white man, they aspire to be like them when they're the devil. Why you wouldn't be the devil? It don't make sense, does it?
Exactly.
Because it pays.
It pays?
Money.
Okay.
Well, that means that when they give you that, when the money systems get changed to the chief,
Hey.
like you'll take the chief.
They're not thinking that far ahead, are
They are. It's in the oyster bar. You can't get on the bus without a chick.
Well, they're just thinking about getting on the bus now. They're not thinking about
No. That's in various clubs in Holland and in Spain. You can't get in the club without a chick. And they're slowly changing it. The banking system's going to be changing it. So eventually,
Exactly.
if you like money and like to live and not starve,
Exactly.
hopefully I'll be the one to put it to death, and I'll make sure my sword is blunt.
So we can have fun.
Yeah, but a quick death is not suitable for you because you are being rebellious.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah, well, think about your time efficiency. You need a sharp sword so you can
No, we want to actually love
The rebellious ones get hacked up, get hacked.
not chop
my
it
head
off.
doesn't start speaking to you.
No, you ain't not speaking. Well, read on, let me
I think we got a witch here. Suffer a witch.
There's more there,
No. Right, it says here, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
and women.
Yeah, and women, because they're saying spirits, the scripture says nothing new under the sun.
Wine is wicked, women are wicked, the king is wicked. Who persuaded many, saying, let us go make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us.
You got a lot of black women that try to persuade the black man to follow the way of the white man.
Right.
And a lot of black women, they don't want to go out with the black man because she wants you to meet the standards of the white man.
Right.
She wants you to be like him. You know, if you don't have, she's looking at you, she's giving you the white man shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She likes to talk about degree.
Right.
What's your job? What's your career? You know what I'm saying? So it's good to say they persuaded many. Because you see a lot of our people doing it now. You have a lot of our people. They're the modern day Greeks, man. Their beards are shaven.
I don't I was listening to a song the other day, Gwen Guthrie.
Yeah, I remember.
There's nothing going on but the red.
Yeah. You got to have a J.O.B. if you want to be. Yeah.
That's been drummed into our people's head, man.
Right.